All right, day 12 of 100 days of surrender. Woo, 88 to go. Rah. Today's good. Yesterday was great. Thank holy man. It was heavy there for a couple of days. Yesterday turned out great. Not the greatest start, a little bit low. Um, okay, so fully into no wine and less bloated, which is great. Now that might be because I also just finished my Menzies, so who knows? But I definitely feel less bloated. I feel less fatigue, which is fantastic. And yeah, so there's that. All right, what else is going on in my world? Last night I went out with a friend to see a live band and had some epiphanies during this experience. So I'm going to share them because here's vulnerability. Um, really interesting epiphanies. So went out to the bar, this cute little pub, this English pub, really great atmosphere, this like Irish band. I don't know, it was a really beautiful experience. And I went with one of my dearest friends here. She's about 20 years older than me, um, also single. That's not the point. Anyway, we enjoy music together and we were very close. We're like sisters. So we head out to this pub and I didn't put effort into the way I normally would. Like I did what I normally do, didn't like put in extra effort. There wasn't like perfume or extra stuff like that. And got there and in the other room, so we're like sitting at the bar, like the actual bar. And the music's playing, really great vibe. So the music is over in this direction, and over here is a whole room that is like a sausage fest. I shit you not. It was a lot of sausages in there. And no women. So that was really interesting. Um, so I'm kind of sitting and I'm trying to position myself so that I'm looking at the band, but also talking with my friend, which then makes me open to that group, right? And normally, this is the epiphany. Normally, I would demonstrate. I would sit and cross my legs and be cool and be open with my body language and be like, yeah, whatever. Um, and do that whole like grooming thing, making sure my hair's got volume and all that bullshit. Didn't at all. Was like, whatever. No distractions, right? So this like interesting thing happened where I kind of identified like, oh, how often do I just in case prep, like prep, right? And I take care of my things. I do my pedicures, I do my nails, I shave my legs every day and my armpits every day in the shower. This little quick 10-minute routine in the shower, it's like I'm so automated. It's interesting. So that's also fascinating that I'm just so regime. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyway, um, and then I was like, I've always said, no, I do that for me. Like I do all those things for me. And yesterday I was sitting there with the sausage fest doing their like fresh meat in the bar. Um, and we notice that, boys. We do. We notice you. We like it when a man has balls. I'm not speaking for all women, but I shouldn't have to have the balls to walk up and say hello. You want to say hi? Say hi. Otherwise, nope, no. Hunter. Anyway, that wasn't what my intention was there. But the just in case thing was really circling in my head. So I was like, when I get home, I'm going to journal in and around that and process that, right? So, I've always said, no, I do those things for me. I absolutely do those things for me. And then I realized while journaling, no, I do them just in case. I do them for me in the fact that just in case, you know, sexy time happens, everything's prepared. So then I feel more confident in case sexy time happens. So I'm doing it for myself to feel more confident in case that happens because they may or may not like it. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. So that was, do you know what I'm saying? Like all the preparation that I thought I did for me, all the things I do for me, I was like, oh, no, I do them in case so that I feel better about the situation if I get into the situation. Do they even notice? Probably not. Probably not. So it's like this weird little extra pressure that I started putting on myself. And like wearing full makeup, for example, which I'm wearing today. But I always wear full makeup when I go out. And I was like, why? Like, why? So that's interesting. The just in case, I think there's some, I know for fact within myself, there is some deep ass programming in regards to the Cinderella story of I'm going to be there and I'm going to be all like Beyonce and wind blowing in my hair. And he's going to be like, her, I'm your king. And I'd be like, oh, gross, effing gross. So I know that programming's there. And for a long time, I went to the other extreme of like, I'm going to pick out the thing that I want. I'm going to walk up and be like, call me daddy. Now I'm trying to not do any of that and just sit in the space of like, what else? Yeah, I'm just here. So that was really interesting, the just in case piece. And then it made me start processing like, how often do I do the just in case piece? Like sometimes I won't eat garlic just in case. Like on a Friday or Saturday, I won't eat garlic just in case I happen to go out and I get in like close conversation because you know when you're at a live music place and you got to get close and I don't want to have bad breath. Like all of these like little neurotic, like just in cases, depriving myself of garlic just in case. Like, what? So I'm going to try and shift that a little bit because like it's stupid. This is how my brain works. Like there's some trauma in there, guys. So yeah, this whole surrender is like letting all of that surface, which is fascinating. What else happened? Really trying to do the no distraction thing. Easier said than done. Like you don't realize how addicted to your phone you are until you try to not be addicted to your phone. Um, lying in bed at night and wanting to pick that sucker up and just browse. Oof, yeah. I also have noticed that I have this really interesting habit of nothing. I can sit on the edge of my bed and stare into my closet for like 15 minutes and then be like, oh, I should might be better if I was productive right now. The other thing that I've let go of, this is super interesting too. Um, I'm a very visual person. And so I'm aware of this, not sure what it means. I'm sure it's going to surface in a little bit. I'm a very visual person. So I really keep my place immaculate. Um, Borderline OCD. I just like things to look a certain way. I like it to feel a certain way. I don't like having visual distractions. I do my dishes as I use them, except for this last week. This last week, I, without even realizing it until this morning when I went to go get a coffee cup, there's 4 coffee cups in the sink and 4 plates. And it's just me. So it's just coffee cup and a plate and a fork is usually the thing. There's no wine glass anymore. So that's neat. But I was like, oh, I haven't done dishes in like 4 days. What is going on with that? So I'm aware of it. Not sure why that changed because that literally is the first time in my life, the very first time in my life that I have not washed the dishes and used it. So I guess I'm surrendering into a lot of ease. I don't know. Fascinating. Yeah. So the just in case piece. Let's process. What do we do just in case? And it doesn't have to be just in case of partnership, although I know a lot of us ladies, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of us, boys want an insight into our brain. A lot of us will make sure that when we go out that, we're sitting tall and we're pulling in the stomach and that we're sitting proper and that, we're not being too masculine and we're not like, we think about everything that we do. Not all of us, majority of us. We literally are like, oh, just in case he's here. I don't want to do just in case anymore at all. I would like that permanently removed from my brain, actually. So, and it's not that I'm looking for love or pursuing it or chasing it or I don't know, but it's still that habit of the just in case. So whether that's love, whether that's the only place I don't do just in case is the gym. I really give no F's at the gym. I wear a t-shirt that says I don't do basic, or my other workout shirt is if you're gonna ask me about the weather, don't. Raging bitch, apparently. I just don't like small talk. And there's a lot of men who appreciate small talk or unnecessarily complimenting a woman's body. We didn't ask for your opinion. Please don't, sir. Don't appreciate that at all. That's not how you get our attention. The other thing that I realized, because that sausage fest eventually made its way over to my chair, actually, it was not quite like that. This is the truth. This is how it went. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go through the sausage fest to get to the bathroom. And it's a one bathroom, not like a stall, not like it's a unisex one toilet bathroom. And so on my way to the bathroom, one of them was like, "Oh, there's someone in there." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay." And then I laughed and I was like, "Want to do me a solid and reserve it for me? Just like flag me when it's open." And I started to head back to my chair and got the, "Okay, well, I'll need to know your name." And my response immediately was, "Very smooth." Time. Introduced myself, started up a conversation. Another dude that had been like eye fucking me for quite some time, because you boys do that for some reason, wandered over immediately and introduced himself and tried to start up a conversation. Started it with, "Yeah, I noticed you there. And I was waiting for you to have the guts to come over and introduce yourself." Ew, no. One, if I wanted to introduce myself, do I not look independent enough that I will? So obviously I didn't want to. Two, pretty ballsy to think that of all the sausages in this room, you'd be the one that I'd walk up to. Confidence is key. Arrogance is disgusting. I think my response was something like that, which then, of course, just made him more intrigued because, ooh, a confident woman. So you guys are weird. You say you can't figure out a woman's brain. We can't figure you out. But I did end up having an interesting conversation with one of the men who was married and lovely and respectful. And he said, "Yeah, women are complicated." And I said, "We're not." Ready for the key? Ready for the key of all things? Want to understand a woman? Right here. Intimacy has very many faces for a woman. And if you can't provide intimacy outside of the bedroom, we don't really want to go in the bedroom with you. That's not complicated. Intimacy is a conversation. Intimacy is learn me. Intimacy is take care of me the way I take care of you. Intimacy is listen to my hidden language, the bid I'm offering, the or that if I'm looking at my nails longer than 30 seconds, there's a problem because I'm not engaging in you. Pay attention to the body language. There is more than one language beside words. And we know you boys are not good at words. Again, not all of you. I'm generalizing. I realize I'm not knocking men when I say this. I'm offering a little bit of information. If you can find a way to have diversity in your intimacy, you will have a girl's attention. And so that was a fascinating conversation. And that really, like, boom, as that was filtering out of my mouth, unfiltered coming out of my mouth, I was like, oh, that's really what I'm looking for. Actually, let me get really clear on this list of requirements. This list of desires is someone who understands the diversity of intimacy, someone who can be intimate with me the way I'm intimate with myself. That's self-discovery. That's learn me. That's find my quirks. That's speak my love language. That's pay attention to the bids I'm offering because I'm paying attention to yours. That's an evolved situation. So yeah, I want to share that. And I'm not sharing it. I know I sound fiery right now. I'm not sharing it as like a jab or a stab or anything. I just what are your thoughts? Let's hear them in the comments. What are your thoughts on intimacy? What are your thoughts on just in case? Oh, gross. I am not doing that anymore. Ew. All right. Day 12. See you on day 13, guys.